Okay, so now we're going to do the magnetic snaps on the inside. So we're going to need our lining piece A and our piece E, which is interface. 4 snaps, washers, and then I put a bit of Decaville heavy or light behind them. So, right, we need to. We got. Measure that one, and then this one. Want to go. So once you've measured them, you then want to grab your washers, and then I find the circle bit, draw little slits, get your seam ripper, I'll put the female ones on here. Just putting the female ones on this side. Made that hole too big. I'm going to fuse this Decaville heavy onto their back. Okay, I've just fused the Decaville heavy onto this one because my hand slipped slightly with the seam ripper, so I'd made a very big hole. So just to stabilise that, I've actually fused the Decaville onto this one. There we go. Now we'll do the other ones. I measure that hole up. Remember, always make it bigger. You can't make it smaller very easily. Now we're going to put the male ones in. I just push down on it so I know where to put the slits for the washers. Oh, these ones are tight ones. Put the lid back on that before I cut myself. Fell. What have we done with it? Right, so now hopefully that one okay, so now we're going to need our other piece E that we haven't stuck our magnetic snaps on, so this is our last one, and our two O pieces. What we're going to want to do is with our O pieces, put them right sides together, and then we're going to stitch all the way round here, leaving an opening to turn it at the bottom. Down to construction length stitch. don't forget to use space to turn. And the back stitch. Now we want to trim down the seams. And when it comes to the corners, we want to cut out as much of that bulk as we can, so that will give us nice crisp corners. Don't want to accidentally cut that. Again, we want to leave where we turned. We don't want to take that too small a seam allowance, otherwise it's a bit harder to turn. Pinky thing, point out the corners. Right, so now we want to take that to the iron and give that an iron, and then I'll be right back. Right, so now I've pressed this, we're going to stitch, top stitch along the top, back up to top length stitch. And remembering to back stitch. Right, that thread. Now we're going to want our measurer, ruler, and we're going to measure in the distance stated in the pattern. My cutting measurements were right. Not quite. I messed up somewhere along the line. Never mind, that'll do. One of them's slightly shorter. Right. I'll have to just wing it a bit. No. Now we want our piece E, and we want to mark up what it says in the pattern. And draw across the bottom, and then we want to measure in Now what we're going to do is, right, what we're going to do now is go to the machine and we're going to stitch this one down to here. Then we're going to take this line, we're going to stitch it onto this one, and we're just going to go either side of our drawn line, and then this one onto here, either side, and then this one onto here. You will see the humps, because what we will then go and do is pleat the bottoms to make a smooth bottom. So you can pin it if it helps, providing you've got fabric that you can pin, which for a change I do. That's a construction length stitch. Go backwards and forwards a few times at the top because it's a high traffic, high stress point even, not a high traffic. So now we want to bring this one, we want to line these two up. Other side of the line. Now again, I want to line up this line to this line. We want to make sure, and then we're going just the other side of the line. Now the last one to the glass corner. Right, so now we've got 3 pockets that don't lie flat. So what we want to do now is we're going to put a pleat in the bottom on each side, so that it then, your pocket then can lie flat. And again, this side, just making pleats. Cut those tails. So it does give you how much to turn it over by in the pattern, but as I messed up my measurements slightly, I'm just going by look at the moment, because I messed up. My cutting wasn't quite as long as it should have been. So you're going to bring it down, and then you want to bring this bit over. And then you can add pin in. Okay. Right, so now I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch all the way along here, stitching these shut. Those off, and now you have your pleated pockets. So you could give that an iron if you want. And then you can stuff the pockets, they've got some give in them. So rub off your chalk marks. That's why you need to use a pen that is erasable. Now on to the next part. Right, so now we're going to need our piece E that we put our clips on, which we want to put right sides up. Our other piece E that we've just done would be slightly easier if my interfacing wasn't so we're going to put these, okay, no idea why. Right, okay, so I discovered that my linings had shrunk, so I've had to just recut out and redo and recut out my E piece, put the clips on, and when I looked, somehow my fabric had shrunk when I cut out the panel piece A's. So I've had to cut out 2 new linings and then this one. So now we're going to want to take our E piece, both our E pieces, I want to stick them, I want to put them right sides together, and then we're going to stitch across just the top using the seam allowance stated in the pattern. And then we're going to turn it, iron it and top stitch. over. I'm just going to go and give that a quick iron, and then we'll top stitch it. Just iron that, so now I'm going to top stitch it. But you do find you're quite close to your magnetic snaps. So just be aware when you're top stitching. Right, now we're going to need our piece. Now we're going to need the lining piece with the snaps. Snap it together. Yes. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to baste around the edges, so that when we go to sew it all together, it stays, makes it easier. Best way to do it is to stitch from this side, and then you can just trim it down to fit. Where I've done it, I've got, so this is my outside, and then I've got just a little bit extra over here, so I'm just going to trim that up, because layers can shift when you're using lots of different layers. There we go. Now you have one inside pocket done. Actually, you can see that's probably where that would have been on there, but looking good.